If it's a day called today, we're talking guitars and life.
Are you in the market for a beginning guitar starter kit? Maybe what's in this box is just right for you. Let's get into it. Well, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. The good folks over at STRICH reached out to me and asked me if I would review one of their beginning guitar kits. And I said, absolutely. Man, why don't you run into the kitchen, get yourself a snack, some Diet Coke, and some popcorn. Meet me back right here. Let's talk about the beginning guitar starter kit from STRICH. Let's get into it. Yeah, guys, I knew that STRICH made pedals. I guess I was not aware that they made guitars. And so I was pleasantly surprised when they reached out to me and asked me if I would review one of their guitars for them. And I said, yeah, I'd be absolutely interested in doing that. They also apparently make basses. And I said, well, I'd certainly be interested in reviewing a bass at some point as well. Not that I can review a bass as well as Brant can. Shout out Brant, my dear brother Tone Yeager. Check out Tone Yeager's channel, man. Alright guys, I'm going to need to reposition some things to get everything out of this box. Give me a minute, I'll be right back. Well, okay, my friends, inside the big box was a smaller box, and inside that box was a styrofoam case. And in that styrofoam, we had an assortment of goodies, starting with a gig bag. Yeah, man. It's not just a dust cover. It has a little bit of padding in it. Maybe not 1/4 inch foam on the top and the bottom, but a little something where if you want to put your guitar in here, put it in the closet or under the bed or something like that. It's a little bit more than a dust cover. I wouldn't necessarily take it on the road or give it to baggage claim. For sure, don't do that. It does have 2 pockets in it, one at the top and one at the bottom. And not a bad gig bag at all. It does have the backpack straps on the bottom. And again, it is a branded bag. It's a pretty good size, you know, by way of the pocket there. And yeah, man, it does have a handle on it as well if you want to roll that way. But yeah, it's a little bit more than a dust cover, but not anything like a gig bag with, you know, heavily padded, you know, foam in it or anything like that. But if you're a beginner and you need a bag, something to put your guitar in, if you're going to put it in the closet, that's cool. A stand would be something that most guitar players would want to get, either a stand or a wall hanger. But yeah, man, if you're going to use a bag to keep your guitar kind of protected from the elements or dust or debris or something around the house, that's cool. In addition to the bag was an amplification system. This is a STRICH amplifier. It is battery powered. It does come with a USB-C something cable where you can recharge the batteries. It looks like all the other little amps that I got my grandkids for Christmas, and that I just got Ella for her new Ellacaster guitar. On the back, it has your power, it has a headphone jack, and it has an auxiliary in so that you can play your music through it. It also has Bluetooth capability so that you can put your jams through on the aux channel and play along with it if you'd like to do that. So having a dedicated Bluetooth and auxiliary volume, that's a cool thing. It has a gain, a tone, and a volume, and when the volume is all the way down, it is off, and when you turn the volume to 1, the amp comes on and goes all the way up to, what's that, 11. That's a joke. It does have a clean and dirty channel, a drive channel as it were, and an input jack for your jack. So yeah, man, not a bad little amplifier. There was a guitar cord in the bag as well, a 10-foot. It is not the metal on the ends that unscrew. It is pretty much kind of a harder rubber type solution. And I'm going to go ahead and plug that into the amplifier. it came with a guitar tuner that was in a very cool bag, man. I don't know what this bag is made of, but it's very nice. Get rid of the styrofoam. I can't really describe the material to you, but it's a nice bag. A branded bag, STRICH. You have your tremolo bar, your Allen keys, one for the truss rod, one for your saddles. It did have a nice branded strap with it. STRICH, a nylon kind of a strap. It's pretty cool. It did come with 3 guitar picks of the thin and the medium persuasion. Those feel like to my old rock and roll hands. They are not labeled to the best of my readability anyway. They also sent over a capo. That's a pretty stout capo. If you want to do your finger exercises with it, you could do that as well. They sent over a cleaning cloth. That's always a good thing to have. In the tuner box, there was also the battery, so this is working out of the chute. The grand finale of all of that, of course, was a guitar, and we do have one. Now, they had a black one, they had a blue one, and they had Sunburst. And because I don't have a Sunburst Strat around the shop, and I've had lots of black ones, I went with, yeah, man, the Sunburst one. By way of fit and finish, it's okay. A couple surprising things to me. One is that the guitar is a bit chunkier. It's not fat. It weighs a bit more than what you would expect in a kit box. You know, usually it's like Paulownia wood or something like that. I think maybe this is poplar. I'll check the specs and correct myself if I am wrong. Yeah, man, it feels good. It has a good weight to it, is what I'm saying. It does have a trim cover. I haven't taken that off yet to look at the trim itself. You've got your basic chrome neck plate. You've got your 2 strap buttons. Neither one of those are loosey-goosey. They are all right and tight, check. So 5-way switch, 3 single coil pickups, a volume, and 2 tone knobs. I have had this guitar in the amplifier and turned on. I may or may not have lost some footage. So we do have a little bit of something. Let me get off the dirty channel. You probably can't hear this very well because of my lapel mic. So it does make Strat kind of sounds. So I think the pickups are probably okay for a beginning guitar kit. The output jack was making some very weird noises initially. It has since calmed down. I don't know if that's because I kept shoving it in there harder and harder, but initially it was there was quite a bit of static initially when I plugged that in. So there may be some output jack weirdness there. On the body, there are in the neck pocket, on this side, there is a chip out of the body right there in the neck pocket. And on the other side as well, there's a little bit of a chip right in the corner. And that neck pocket passes the neck itself. In other words, it's not even there. That might explain why most of the strings are going directly over the magnets that they belong to. The treble strings do, but when you get to the D, A, and the E strings, the bass strings, none of them are in alignment with the pickup magnets, which just means that the neck is a little bit cattywampus. That could be corrected if a person knew how to do that. The neck itself is a modern C-shape neck, I believe is what they say in their specs. It feels thinner. It feels a little bit thinner than a Squier neck does to my old rock and roll fingers, my hands, that is. The fingerboard is Techwood. Now, we've seen that in a couple of other guitars that we've had through the shop. The frets themselves are not particularly too scratchy. That fingerboard, no matter what kind of wood that is, needs to be cleaned and conditioned, I'm sure. The fret ends themselves, there are no real significant sharp fret ends. You get up to the higher registry here, and you can certainly feel some sharpness. And if you hang on the channel, you know that I know how to deal with all that. Hey, if it's your first time, welcome, Jack. Come back, hang out with us anytime at TED Talks Guitars and Life. We get together every Tuesday night for a live stream, man. We'd love to have you come out and hang out with us sometimes. We got lots of cool folks in the comments. About cool folks, I never mean me. I mean the good folks who hang out with me on the regular. Hey, special shout out to the Jacks, our channel members, for all your love, support, and encouragement. Let's get back to the guitar. The tuners, the first four feel pretty good. The B and the E string, they've got a bit of slack in them. So I'd have to continue to evaluate the tuners to be able to say whether or not those would need to be replaced at some point down the road. And you have your string trees here. The challenge with this guitar is really twofold. One is, again, the output jack was making quite a bit of noise when I was first dealing with it. Two, we've got some body kind of damage to it. It's just not a pristine looking body. There's all kind of chipping around that neck pocket. But the failure of the guitar is none of that. The failure of the guitar is that if I play it, it's mostly kind of in tune, and hopefully you can at least hear this little amplifier on my lapel long enough to hear this. You ready? This right here. Guys, folks at STRICH, if you're watching, this is an immediate return. If I'm a beginner and I get this guitar out of the box, it is unplayable. I don't have an open E string. I have no note. I have to get up to about the 4th fret before I start having notes. The other strings play open, but the 1st fret, nope, 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 nope. 2nd fret, nope. 3rd fret. So if I'm a beginning guitar player and I buy this guitar pack, now you've given me in the pack lots of good things, okay? I'm going to need a bag, got the bag. I'm going to need an amplifier, got an amplifier, good enough to get me started. I'm going to need a guitar cord, you gave me a guitar cord. I'm going to need a tuner, I got a tuner. I'm going to need a capo at some point in time. You proactively sent me the capo, that's good for you. I'm going to need to clean it, so you sent me a cleaning cloth. That's a nice touch. You gave me 3 picks. You did give me a strap. You gave me a really cool bag to keep all that in. You did give me a tremolo bar if I was going to ever learn how to use that if I'm a beginner. And you gave me the Allen keys that I would need to adjust the truss rod and the saddles. As a beginner, I'm not even going to know what that is or need it. But what you didn't give me was a playable guitar. You sent me a guitar that as a beginner, I could not play. This would be an immediate return and a super frustrating day for somebody. If I were an intermediate guitar player, and some would say that I am, still, this is an immediate return because the guitar is not playable out of the box. I got nothing, okay? If I'm above an intermediate player, if I'm somebody who knows how to set a guitar up, I know how to set this guitar up. Could I replace that with another nut? And guys, I'm not talking about the difference between a plastic nut or a bone nut or a synthetic nut or any kind of other nut, Chris. What I'm talking about is that these nut slots are filed too deeply. So the machine got away from somebody, it cut all of these slots way too deep. This guitar is unplayable. If I knew how to fix it, and I do, would I, or would I send it right back to you? Guys, I'd send it right back to you. It's just not worth the time and effort to have to do that level of repair to a guitar that I just purchased and just opened. Although I did not purchase this, STRICH sent me this, asked me to review it, and unfortunately, guys, what I've got to say right now is one word: don't. Maybe I'd add two other words: do it. Guys, just don't do it. That's 4 words. But maybe I got just a jacked up guitar. Maybe I got a Friday guitar. Maybe I got an Anomaly. Maybe every other guitar STRICH sells is playable out of the box, but this one is not. So what I'm going to do is contact STRICH to the person that reached out to me, and I'm going to show them, I'm going to send them this much of the video, and I'm going to just ask them what do they want me to do with this thing. The review will come out at some point. What I say about the guitar will have more to do not with the guitar itself, because out of the box, this guitar is not worth having out of the box. It's just not. I can't even fret anything down here. So out of this box, this guitar is worthless. Okay, it's an immediate return. Yeah. So because they sent it to me for free, you know, I'm not going to send it back and get my money back. I got no money in it. Will I keep it around the shop, go under the hood, try to fix it? You know that I will, because that's what I do around the shop, is I take broken guitars and attempt to redeem them. But yeah, well guys, what I'm going to do from here, I'm going to go out and contact the folks from STRICH, and I will let them know that I got a dud and see what they tell me. And the remainder of the video will be me explaining to you what they had to say for themselves. If they decide to send me another one for review, I'll review it. Hopefully it's better. Hopefully it's playable. If they just decide to cut their losses and we just move down the road, then we cut our losses, their losses. I don't have any loss at this point. I'm out the time that it took me to make the video. And if I keep the guitar, I can more than likely keep it. There is a little bit of weirdness right here that I'm just noticing while I'm talking. The shaping of the headstock right here, there's some kind of grooves in this. It looks like somebody has hung that up on a wall hanger, on an unpadded wall hanger. I guess it's possible, guys, that somebody purchased this and decided that they would try to cut those nut slots, and they just cut them too deeply. I don't know that that happened. The outer box did not look like it had been opened. The inner box did not look like it had. It was retaped, now that I think about it. And the styrofoam box was retaped as well. So maybe what they did is they sent me a guitar to review that was a reject return, and nobody labeled the box. Hey, whatever you do, don't resell this, and certainly don't send it to a YouTube reviewer. So guys, that's what it is with STRICH, man. So I'm going to sign off now, and I'll be back. What'll be a couple of milliseconds for you. I'll tell you what happened. But for me, I'm going to go see what's up with STRICH. I'll be back. Well, my friends, it has been several days since I shot the footage that you just experienced. I ended up posting that footage as an unlisted YouTube video, and I sent a link to that video and a detailed email to the good folks at STRICH about my experience with their Strat style electric beginning guitar kit. They actually told me that they had received several complaints about this particular model of their guitar. I thought it was a pretty bold thing to send somebody who has a YouTube channel and ask them to do a review. Why would you send them a musical instrument that people had already complained about? But that's what they did, and that's what I did. I gave them a fair assessment and was completely honest with them. So guys, they watched the video, they read my comments, they thanked me for being honest about their instruments. They asked me if they could send me the next model. Those are going to be coming out in September. And they only asked that I would continue to be honest, because as a company that's just getting started in the guitar market, honest feedback helps them to grow and do things better. So I said, sure, I'll absolutely receive it. I'll absolutely do a review, and you can count on me telling the truth and shame the devil, Jack. That's what we do on the channel, guys. So then I asked him, well, what do you want me to do with this one? I mean, I've got all the stuff. I can box it up. I can send it right back to you. You know, not a problem. And they said, Ted, keep that guitar. Do what you're going to do to it. So guys, in the videos that are coming up about the original STRICH Strat style guitar, this one, we're going to go under the hood. We're going to look at all the components and do all the usual things. If you hang on the channel, you know exactly what we're going to do under the hood. Then, following that, we will begin work vids. And we're going to address for sure the nut and anything else that we find deficient on this old STRICH Strat style guitar. Well, it ought to be quite the journey, my friends. Hey, wherever you are in your guitar journey, man, I pray it's a long, smooth, safe, and joy-filled ride for you, Jack. Rock on with your best selves, everybody. Catch you down the road.